Hi guys, today I'm in my workshop and what I'm doing is I'm making myself a raised belt. So I don't know if you can see this in this thing here. So it's flat here and then it comes uphill here and you can see it's round. I need a dress belt, so this is not going to be my everyday belt. It's just for when I go out in the piss and get drunk. Nah, never ever do that, honest. Anyway, so I made this belt here, and it wasn't until after I made it that I thought that, hell, I should show you guys how to do this this raise. It's actually quite an easy raise today. But normally what I would do is I was going to do it, I'd have 2 strips of leather. This is a piece of leather I'm going to cut. And what I want to show you, let me see if I can zoom out on this, see if we can get a better picture. Leather doesn't have to be straight. Now, if I made it straight, it was straight at the beginning. Now, I don't know how this is going to show up. But you can see here, there's a big gap here. Yeah, so if I follow the leather along, let me just put that in. I can't get it in there. There's a gap there. A gap here, as you can see. It's touching here, and then you can see it goes way off here. So in order to, if I make it straight at this end, then what I'm going to do, push it in, it comes out at the other end. But again, I've still got these pieces, you know, the gaps and stuff. So I'm saying it doesn't have to be straight. I'm going to cut 2 pieces off here because I need 2 pieces. And you'll see they'll be straight. You wouldn't see these curves and bends on them. It actually gets more of a bend the more you go into it. Certainly in a saddle or a school, it's just the way people cut it. But even in real life they get it and we don't straighten it unless, I mean, there'll be times where we do straighten it. Now, in order to cut this, I need to put this on the stand. So I'm going to just put you on pause and then I'll come back in a second and I'll put this on the stand. Okay guys, that's it set up. I'm just going to run 2 strips off here. This is a plough gauge. I mean, you can get these strap cutters and stuff. I mean, these this means I don't have to buy blades all the time. This blade I've had for years and I keep sharpening it. Right, so get my plough gauge in. This is a 1-inch strip I'm cutting. 4mm thick leather. I'll do it, that's one. Okay. That'll do it. Right. That's my 2 strips of leather. Now I'll just show you them there on the camera. I think you can see them. Yeah. And they just look straight. You know, I mean, if I got my ruler, because they're flexible, there you are. Every bit's touching all the way along here. Yeah. Just because they bend in and out as they do. So don't worry if you get a little wave in your leather, is what I'm saying. Okay, I'm going to turn the camera off. I'm going to take these and get them ready for the next stage. Okay, as me moved everything over. First of all, let me just show you a couple of things. Some tools you're going to need. This is the chisel end. I think it's got other names for it, but you know, for making the belt end, you know, this shape here. Yeah, I did show you how to do this with a round knife. You're going to need a number 2 edge strip. This is a number 21 oval punch, but this really depends on the buckle you're going to use. So I'm using a 21 because of the buckle. You might need bigger, you might need smaller, you might want round. This is a skirt shave, you're going to need that, or a French shave. You can do it with a head knife or a round knife. I'm going to use this for today. So if you don't have one of these, you can do it with a round knife. It's far easier with this on it. Compasses, always need them. Something for hitting the tools. And as always, a round knife. I always use a round knife. Now I did miss something. There's another tool I need. A number 6 edge strip is the other one I need. But we'll come to that in a minute. Right, so okay, let's just chisel the end on this. Now it's only one piece I'm going to chisel the end. So the camera might bounce about here. So just line this up. Oh, this is not, I thought I cut 1 inch, I didn't. 7/8 I've cut. Right, this is 7/8. Should have been 1 inch. Oops. Right, so line that up, in which case then it's a different one of these I need. That's my chisel end done. Next thing I'm going to need, incidentally you'll see me throwing the rubbish on the floor. always throw the rubbish on the floor. Don't gather neat piles, don't try and be tidy. If you leave a tiny bit of leather up here, in fact I've just spotted one, there you go. If you leave something stupid like this on the board, you put your leather on it, you press against it, you'll mark your leather. So everything you use, straight on the floor, get rid of it. Okay, on this end here, I'm going to set the compasses at 2.5 inches. Hang on, let me just do that, and then I'll move over to camera because I really don't know what I'm doing. So there's my compasses, and you'll see, well, so if I take it from the end, it should show you 2.5 inches. So I'm setting it for 2.5 inches. So my first dot is going to be 2.5 inches up. Let me just see, yeah, you're on camera. And obviously in the middle. Next I'm going to set these for 1 inch. So I'm going to get on camera if I can. Where are we? So you can see I've set them for a 1 inch gap. Okay, whoops, there you are, just move them over a bit. I want 7 holes. Some people put 9 holes, I'm going to try 7 on this. So I put my compasses on there, let me check you're on camera, yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I'm marking these, I'm near enough centre, but I'm not worried if I'm centre. See these wee dots? Because it's when I'm punching them out, I'll be centre. And there are things you can do if you want centre. You can set these up, work out the halfway mark. The more you do, the more you don't need to do it. So it's still on camera. You're going to start dancing about here, guys. I'm rushing this because if not, it's going to be a long video. So 1, whoop, 2. I got all these wee bits pressing against my fingers. So again, straighten the floor, get rid of your rubbish. Yeah. More rubbish on the floor. That's that job done. That tool needs sharpened, you know. So I punched the holes in it, that's for my belt. Next thing I'm going to do is above my last hole, which this has came to just about 8 3/4 inches. So I'm going to come, because I want, what I'm doing here is, see how this overlaps on this belt? And I haven't put holes in here, I don't like, and I'll do the holes last on this, but for you it's probably easier to do them the order I'm doing them. So I need this, and this will overlap a bit, but my last hole is going to be about here. So it doesn't matter where it is, it's where I think it looks good. And in this case, from the bottom, I'm going to say I want it 10.5 inches up is where I'm going to finish. So there's a little mark on there, 10.5 inches. Let me just show you, it's just a little nail mark. Don't know if it shows up, but it is there. Yeah, and it's just to show me the line on it. Get this out of the way, I don't need that. So 10.5 inches. Now the other thing is you look up this end. So let me just show you, can I zoom out on this? Wrong way, give you a bit more room. So I've started here, come all the way along, and then it finishes here. But you'll notice it doesn't come right up to top. This is only to cover the amount I'm going to raise. Well, I don't want it raised under the buckle, with the holes that are to go into the buckle. And this is where my buckle's going to be up here. So again, I want the last bit to be flat, but you can bring your raise all the way up. In my case, I'm going to finish it down here. So in this case, it is, let's see what we've got here. I've decided 8 inches here. So we're going to leave this a shorter belt. This belt's going to work out at, this belt's going to be about a 30, 36, 37, 38. This will be about a 38-inch belt. I'm just making a belt, I'm not making it for MD. So this will be a 38-inch belt. Right, let me just zoom back down there. Ooh. And then tilt you down a wee bit, I think. How's that working out? Right, now I should really edit all this rubbish out, but then it means spending time editing stuff, and I'm just, you know me, I'm just going to do it. So I'm going to just mess around with my camera, see if I can get you, maybe zoom out a bit, that might help a bit. So I want, anyway, from this end up here, I want the same line, I want it 8 inches, 1, 2, 8, 8, 8, there's my 8. And that'll be, so my buckle's going to come here, yeah, and then this is where my raised bit's going to start and finish. Right, so earlier I mentioned I need a number 6, but I need my number 2 first. So my number 2, is this showing up on the camera? All the way out. So my number 2, I'm just going to take the top edge off here. I'm not going to do underneath edge here. I'm just going to take the top edge off, and then that, as you see, is all the way down. This, incidentally, easier if you nail it down to board. And again, I know I've shown you that on a video. Oops. God, this tool's blunt. I might go and get my tool. This is somebody else's. This is a spare one, I think. I should tell a lie, this is mine. A little note to myself, sharpen the bloody tools. Right, normally we take off on the other side, get all my rubbish on the floor, spin this round here. Right. All the way up. Yeah, I'm starting to look more professional now, it's working. That gets that, rubbish on the floor. Right, that's my number 2 edge strip done. This again we're going to leave. Right, between my lines I need to go and get a number 6. Again, this is just tools for luxury, you can do it without this, but that's my number 6, and you'll see that's my number 2 groove, and number 6 is much wider. Now why I'm using the number 6 is I'm going to use this tool in a minute. Now if I just use it, chances are I can take too much off. Whereas if I take a number 6 off and then use this behind it, then that gives me the level and keeps everything level. Again, I don't really need it. I've got into the habit of doing it. Right, so remember my 2 lines, one there and where is it? Down here is my other one. So between these 2 lines, I'm going to take my number 6 off. So down there. And this is on the flesh side, the bad side if you want to call it, yeah? I'll keep going. And then off, and again, rubbish on the floor. And you'll see, let me just take it up there. So here's where I started and all the way along. And also you can see I've half the thickness is what I'm trying to do. You know, double thick this side and half at this side. So spin it round. Here we go. This would have been easier. I've already done this morning. I came in and made my own belt, but I should have just turned the camera on. But you know what it's like. You decide you're going to do something, you just come in and get it done. Number 6, get rid of it. Skirt shave. Is this all shown up on camera? I'm sure somebody will tell me. I don't watch my own videos, I should do. So I'm going to start again on this line down here, and then just take this number 6 off. So I'll move along and then I'll stop, which I don't like doing, and I'll zoom in if I can. Just try and show you what I'm doing. That's showing up. I don't know if I'm in the way or not. This is the problem with doing videos. I haven't found a way of linking my camcorder onto a big screen. I mean, I'll buy this stuff if I can figure out what the hell it is I've got to do. And then I could, instead of trying to watch a 4-inch screen, I could be watching a big 8-inch screen and I'll be able to see exactly. The problem is we've got here is, I've set the camera up and it's behind me, so I do apologise if you're missing stuff. But I think through the videos you'll get the general gist of what I'm doing. Right, how's that working? Now, can I zoom in on that? See if we can get to the point. Am I right on? Yeah. Again, I don't know what you're seeing because I say my eyesight on the little screen. And then off the edge. Now I'm just going to lift that up and zoom out again. Hey, you're going to get dizzy again today. It's February here, and we don't normally get a lot of snow, but I'm looking outside and we're getting some snow. I won't lie. Right, so this is what we've done. We've taken this edge off here and not done this side yet, and you see it's thinner here, the same as here. So just to show you. So I can't really see this on this little screen. So I'm now going to take this side off here. So again, same tool. I'm a half on camera at least. And off we go. And there you go. So, again, both sides are done. So what this is done is it's thinned the leather down here and give me a ridge in the middle. You're going to see why I've kept that on now. Now, do I want to make it a bit thinner? If I want to make it more higher here and thinner here, I just get the tool again and then I can just scrape, yeah, you can scrape it along. Where are we on camera here? So you can just do that and shave bits if you want, yeah? And then that would take, it depends how much you want off. Yeah, you might want to take more off, you might want to take less off. But you can see the dust here coming off this. I don't need to do it, I'm just showing you what it's done. So I'm not going to bother with the other side because I'm happy with what I've got. Again, dust on the floor. Okay, another tool I didn't explain to you was this is my rounding block. I'm not a joiner, but I presume it's made with a router of some sort. So this is mine. I had it made years ago, yeah. I think I had somebody make it for me. I made them a bridal or something, I can't remember. Now, just to show you another one. So this is mine. You see, this is probably better than mine actually because it's got lots of fine ones in it, yeah, and it really depends what you're doing. This actually belongs to somebody. So if you see the video, I've still got it. I haven't run away with it. Just whenever to come and get it, and I hope to God you're still doing leather work because you do have a little bit of talent now, and I think you should continue doing it. So it is here, come and get it, yeah, and you can message me on Facebook or whatever, sort of thing. So that's his, yeah. This is mine. You're looking for a groove that's going to fit yours. So if I use this belt, which is made before, it's probably done, yeah, it's done on that one in there. So when I say it's probably finished on that one, but probably started on this one. So between these two, but it's now, just to show you this on camera, you can see it's flat, and I'm showing you this because you're going to see after what we do it now. The other thing you should do is wet this leather slightly, yeah? So I'm going to again just put you on pause. Warm water is good. I'm not going to bother with warm water. I'm literally just going to hold the thing on the tap and go swoosh. But a bit of warm water is better. If you don't wet it, you risk the chance. You might not crack the leather, but you certainly risk the chance of cracking the leather, as I said. But if you want to do it professional, go and get a wee sponge and damp it up. I don't have time for that. I turn the tap on. I'm just going to go swoosh underneath. So I'll be back in 2 seconds. Okay, back again. And I did, just in case people are worried, when I ran it under the tap, I did go whee. Oh no, I didn't. I went swoosh. So yeah, so I went swoosh. It does help if you're a leather worker just to be absolute crazy. Yeah, so it's. I think I'm halfway there. Not as bad as some. I mean, so if you think of it, if I'm not as bad as some, you can imagine what the older guys are like. Yeah. Okay, so I should use a different tool. I mean, something smooth, but this is what I've got at hand, so I'm going to use this, and I'm just going to press it in. Actually, I'll get my hammer. My hammer will do it better. I should be singing Jingle Bell songs today because it's, as I said, we've got a slight flurry of snow. So we got the hammer. We've got a hammer in the morning. Right, here we go. So I'm just going to knock that in there. If it'll go in. Get in now. Yeah, something to round. Okay. I'd just like to give it a little start with that hammer. Now I'm going to go to my bigger one up here because it's not fitting in that one. There you go. You can see it. There you go. It's going in that one there. So back to my hammer. You got that? Is that on camera? I think it is on camera. And then run this up here. You see what I'm doing? There you are. And I don't think I need to zoom in, but I'm going to zoom in and tilt you a wee bit. How's that? Yeah? So as I say, we've got this raised bit here, and all I'm doing is pushing it down to go the opposite way. So let me just take that out. Get off it. Yeah, you can see it now. I'm just going to move this up to this one up here now. Yeah. So I started in that one. There you go. Goes in there dead easy now. I think, I mean, I've got a rubbing stick that I would normally use this for. It's actually slightly narrower than this. But this is doing the job. So, if you look back here, you'll see it's flat. And then if you come to the bit I've just done, you can actually start to see where it's just went and starting to go round there. See that? Yeah, compared to that bit. And then it's starting to go round. As I say, I don't know how much this is showing up on camera. Okay, so I'm going to go and do the other end. So I've done this end up here. So I'm going to start off in a big hole up here. Again, just get that in there. Square it up a wee bit. Get in there. Right. You can use the back of your hammer if you want, yeah, for the next bit. In fact, it fits in there better than that other tool. As I say, I normally use a rubbing stick, but it's like 10 feet away from me, and that's a hell of a distance for me to go walking. So just rub that up, that's that tool going in there. Move the tool along. Get the bit I didn't get done, which is the bit in the middle. Incidentally, if you don't have this tool, you can do, sorry, this block, you can do it without this block. Let me see if I can demonstrate that. It's been a long time since I've done it, and it's probably easier now. So literally you just get, if you don't have it, just get your leather and start to fold it up, and then rub it in between your fingers. Not the best way of doing it, but as I say, it saves you having to buy a tool. And you can even rub it sideways, and I don't know, you can see the leather starting to fold in half here, yeah? So literally that's all I would do if I didn't have a tool. Press it along here. You've got to be careful with this that you don't bruise the leather down on the sides. But you can see it's starting to, you can actually see it going round there, yeah? But it is better if you've got one of these blocks, or if you make one of these blocks. So you can do it without it, but far, far better if you've got the tool for doing the job. That's that one. Along it goes. Right. So that's got a kind of dome shape to it. Ish. You'll see it gets more in a minute. Right, so this is, I'll zoom you out. All the way. There you go. So that's that piece done. Let's go on to the next piece. Move that back here. And this is your backing piece. So for your backing piece, I just need to know a length. Round knife. Right, so I'm just going to cut this square here, across here. Now, you see, I've cut it square. This is me, I'm going to nag you now, so my nagging time. I brought this over. Some people, they've got little tiny set squares, and they put it on, and, hang on, they put it on and they go, and you can see mine is square, yeah? So, can you see that? So it's square. I've done it by eye. So put this on like this, and they go, oh, that's super. Then they do a mark, and then they cut it. That is fine. Not a problem with it. However, my theory, and this is, if you come to my school and I see we one of these, I tell you to get rid of it right away. And I teach you, I tell you, just cut the bloody thing, yeah? And then my reason for doing that is, one, if you're going to use a set square, you've got to pick up a tool, you've got to take time marking stuff, so you're slowing yourself down. I know it's a small thing, yeah? But my real main reason for saying dump your set square, do it by eye, is because when you're working with leather, you're looking for every single tiny blemish. You're training your eye to spot every single minute detail. If you start using set squares, you'll become lazy and you won't train your eye. And I can look at, for examples, the saddles is what I really do. I can look at a saddle from a distance and spot mistakes on it instantly. You know what I mean? I just turn around and I can see it right away because over the years you've trained your eye. And any saddler who's a proper saddler, will do the same thing because we get rid of the tools, and it's important to use as little tools as you can, because again, you're making the leather second hand the more you handle it, but you really have to train your eye. So try and work with your eye rather than as many tools as you can. Nag session over. That's it. I'm sounding like my wife here. Right. The good news is she doesn't watch my videos, so no burnt dinner for me tonight then. That's fine. She's not a bad cook, I'll say that for her. If I cook, trust me, you're getting burnt dinner. Right, so okay, so how much this can you see? You can remember here, this is where we finished doing the shaving bit, and up this end's the exact same. So I need this piece of leather to come here. Yeah. Now what I want to do, let me just bring it up to camera. You can see the end of it. Where are we? It's here. So that's where I want to finish. But as it is, I like to finish just a tiny bit past it, you know, so I want it to overlap on it. So let's call it a 1/4 inch past it, and it's going to be the same the other end. So lay my belt down, work out my distance past it, and then mark my leather off. And where are we? Round knife, chop it off. That's a spare piece of leather. I'm keeping that. The next thing I want to do is, you don't see it on this. You'll see why in a minute. See, this is round. As we're already talking, this is round, and this is flat in the back. This is not flat. This is the exact same round. We just bend it a different way. Now, as we get to where the round is, this is where we want. It probably make more sense if I do it. So the round fits here, but we run past it a tiny bit. So the bit that we run past is we don't round it. So it'll make more sense as I'm doing it, because I know I've been rubbish at explaining it. Right. Number 6 again, start about this distance in from the edge, the extra piece we left over, maybe a wee bit more than that, and then take your number 6 down there. And then off. So what I have done is I've not went completely to the end on it. I'm going to do the same on the other side. Rubbish on the floor. Actually, you could probably use this. It's quite strong. You could probably, no, it's not. I was going to say you could probably use it for plaiting something. Right. And off. Back to our skirt shave, French shave, I think some people call it. And then down this edge is the exact same as before. So you can do this with a round knife. The only difference if you're doing with a round knife, do a compass mark. Yeah, so let me just show you. So instead of just taking it off, decide where you're going to go, like this, and then do a couple of lines. You'll line either side, so you're leaving a piece up in the middle. And then you'll get your round knife, and then, I mean, a head knife's probably better, and then just cut along like this, yeah? I'm not going to do it because it's not what I do, and I'll just mess it up, but you can do it, yeah? So back to my skirt shave. And the other thing with skirt shave, I don't know if you see it, I'm putting my hand here, what I'm doing is holding the leather, stop it moving, and then put my skirt shave in front of it. So if you watch how my hands are doing a skirt shave, it might help you a wee bit. But never do I put my hand in front. Yeah, goodbye fingers. And if you lose your fingers, how can you tell all the drivers what you think of them? Okay, another piece of rubbish on the floor. And again, just to show you, just in case I'm coming off camera, you can see what I've done down this side here. I'm going to do the other side now. Now you see my fingers in front, but as soon as I can, finger to the back. Unless you're driving it, then it's finger in the air. Ooh. Yeah, don't do as I do, do as I say. My fingers are right up front here. It's just this leather is a little bit tough at that end. So again, you can see what I've done here. I've dug out the middle of it. I've left the end here flat. Now, if I just get this end and stick it on there, you see what I've got is a big doorstep here. Yeah. So I'm going to shave this end down again. I'll do that in a minute. I'm just going to. We're not going to use this. Yeah. We're simply going to leave this on the deck. And then we're going to get this here, and what you'll find is, because this is up the way, that piece, and this is obviously bending in half that way, you'll find the two of them sit together, and you use this to go into the gap you made here, and that holds it up. God, that sounds complicated. I hope it makes some sense. Right, so if I just drop that on there for a minute, and then you can see, I'm going to move the camera and try something different. Let me see if I can take the camera off this stand here. And then we're going to glue it together. Where's my stand thing? Right. So you can see, this one's domed up the way, and this is concave. There's a word there, concave. So it's going the opposite way. And as we put them together, that'll come down there. The bottom one will lie flat, and then you can see your dome shape happening here. So what I've got to do now is put this camera back up here. There we go. At this end up here, just zoom you out a wee bit. God, I'm waffling on today, aren't I? Must be that bloody snow. Right, so up this end here, when we mentioned doorstep, remember the doorstep we had? What I want to do is shave it down, so I'm going to make that a little bit thinner. Actually, on this one, what colour am I going to do? Idea. Right, so, take that off there. This is a wife's knife. So I'm using it because that way I can blunt it and then she can sharpen it. There's more knife, then I've got to sharpen it. Right, so I'm taping this end down here, just so as I don't have that big doorstep. That's that. Round there, trim that off, trim the excess hairs off. That'll do me. Just to show you, that's that end there which I haven't touched, and this is the end I have touched. So you can see what I've done is tapered it. Now what will happen, get my knife out of the way, is when that goes on there, it'll lie flat and taper in, whereas this end here, if I put this end on, it'll give me that big doorstep. So we're going to shave the ends down basically. Right, so shave the end. That's that one. And I just want it to be a nice taper all the way along. And get rid of the hairs. Yeah, a bit more off that side. That'll do it. Right, so that's that end. Two ends are tapered. Now, what I should have done is, if you're going to hand stitch this, you would now put your prick marks all the way along here, so you'd bang them along. I sure as hell ain't going to stitch that distance. I'm going to just machine stitch around the entire belt. Now, I don't normally show you my machining, but if it's just basically setting this camera up so a pain in the neck next to the machine. But if I can, I'll take you over there, plug some lights in, and then I'll let you see me machining this belt. As I say, I don't normally do it, but machining is far easier for an item like this. If I was... My main reason for hand stitching is strength and security. You know, so if it was a pair of stirrup leathers, absolutely no doubt these are going to be hand stitched. You know, they're never going to be machine stitched. Some people machine stitch, I'll never do it. But a belt, my life doesn't depend on it, so it's getting machined. Up this end here where the buckle is, chances are that'll be hand stitched on, depending on the buckle. You know, some of them you can machine on, and some of them you just can't get into the machine, so you got to hand stitch it. So that's that. Okay, waffling again now. So this here is going to be on there. I'm going to go and get some glue. I'm going to run some glue along here, place it on. So again, give me 2 seconds. You don't need to see me glue, but I'll show you me putting it together. Okay guys, what I've done, I don't know again if it shows up on these cameras, but I've glued here, and I've glued this thing here as well. What I haven't done is glued to the edge. I've literally just kind of glued to the middle. I don't want right to the end, because then my glue can be seen to the edges and stuff. So I just need enough to hold it so as I can machine it. There's a lot of times I don't even bother gluing it, I just machine it. But that's the day I feel like a good machinist. Today I don't feel like a good machinist. Yeah, so it's getting glued. Right, so I've got to decide where I'm going to start. And in this case it's up here. And then I'm just literally going to, is that showing up here? Now, you can, as it sticks down here, fold it that way. That's one way. Another thing you can do, if you're unsure about sticking, you can always put that in and move it back the way you like, yeah? That just stops it sticking. So hold your edges together. Now, I don't know if you're seeing that. So I'm gonna do it the way I don't normally do it. I'm gonna actually do it backwards. Because then you can see what I'm doing in the camera. I'm now doing this left-handed, and I'm not a left-handed person, but you can see what I'm doing is I'm putting my fingers here, and I can feel the 2 edges going together. God, this is awkward. Down there, and then I'm not actually trying to make the 2 ends meet Yeah, as in, I'm not worried about the dome. I'm literally just getting this lined up all the way along here. And you can see what I'm doing is I'm pinching it. If I go that way a wee bit, will that help you? Yeah, so I'm working against myself here, just for the sake of the camera. So if you go that way, all the way along, and I'm just lining up my edges. I can feel my two edges lining up. There you go. And that's it down, yeah? So just a little gentle along there. And I don't know if you can see that on the camera. I don't want to lift it up, there's more I've got to do, but I will. So it's not meeting at the edges yet, yeah? So I'm now going to turn it round this way. And there'll be a little bit of trimming off to do. And then, I've got to do it my way around. Can I zoom in? As I said, the problem is, I need a bigger screen to see what you're seeing. So I'm literally just, what I'm doing is I'm pressing down like this, yeah? So I'm pressing it down to meet, yeah? But I'll do it with my two fingers. And at the same time, I'm just feeling the two edges, making sure the edges are lined up. All the way along. And you can actually see, that's it, all the way along. There's a wee bit of trimming off to be done later, but after I machine it. Actually, I could do it before I machine it and make it easier for my machining. Right, so, I don't know, does that show up? Oh, my edges aren't together. Of course my edges ain't going to go together, I didn't bloody glue that far over. So again, I'm not worried about it. But you can actually see the dome working on that, how it's rounded, yeah? So I've got to machine it. So again, give me 2 minutes, I'm going to turn you back off. I'm going to set my machine up. If I can get the camera over there without it running out of power, I'll show you my machining. If not, you're going to see a machine belt. So give me 2 seconds, guys. Okay. I haven't a clue what you're going to see in this. I'm hoping the machining bit works out. I don't normally do it because I've got the camera balanced on 3 chairs. Now I wonder if I can zoom in just a wee bit more. Is that being a bit ambitious? Whoop, all the way. Try that. Now, I'm not a machine expert, but I'm going to tell you how to do it. If it's wrong, I'm sure somebody will correct me. Always when you're machining, hang on to your 2 threads, yeah? That's my little tip. The rest of it you can work out yourself. Is the machine on? Machine's on. Now I hang on to these 2 threads at the start, put my pressure foot down and then go for it. Now the great thing about this machine is it's got a servo motor, so I can literally just do 1 stitch at a time on it, or I can go faster. I'm not going faster. I don't know if this is the angle you want to be watching or not, or you want to be coming round this side. So I'll do so far and then I'll move the camera. You can see I'm not a good machinist, taking my time on this bit. That's why I'm not a good machinist, just run off the edge here. Super. Round she goes. Okay, I'm going to move the camera a bit so as you see this from a different angle. I'm going to leave the machine on, I'm going to turn the camera off, and then I'm going to move things about. Okay guys, that's the best I can set the camera up. It's upside down and it's on the machine, so when I start moving, the picture might move. But I'm hoping it does what we're trying to do, yeah, just to show you. And this is the reason I don't normally show you camera. My camera works bad, but on the machine, I've had the balance on 3 chairs there, and now it's on the machine itself. So let's see what happens. Yeah, I think you can see the needle. I can't see a bloody thing, mind you, but let's see what you can see. What I'm doing, this is a guide. I'm leaning it against the guide so that keeps me straight. A lot of times in saddles you can't, in fact in saddles you can't use a guide, so you got to use the feet to give you a guide. Yeah. I'm about to fall asleep here. God, this is slow. And that's my machining done. Just got to take it out, lift the foot up, take it out, cut my threads off, and then I'll move camera back over there and see what else we got to do. Okay, I'm away from the machine. That's the machining done, and it does look pretty, even if I have to say so myself. I don't know, again, yeah, I'm going to moan every video I'm on about this bloody camera. One day I'm going to get a big screen, I'm telling you. Somebody tell me, how do I wire up a big screen? What do I need to buy? What program do I need to buy? Alright, so that's that. The only thing now you'll see is the edges are quite horrible. Yeah, and you see it's also, I don't know if you can see that roundness that I'm trying to achieve. And it looks rather, I mean this colour's a nice belt as well. So let me do the roundness again, and then I'll show you how to get rid of this rubbish on the side here. Right, let's round this back into my block, and we did it in this one before, which is the one it worked. But I want to actually do it in a slightly bigger one. Yeah, you can do it in this one, yeah, but I want to do it in a slightly bigger one. Just move it along, then rub the back of it. And it's the dome side in, obviously, yeah. That's it. Don't want to rub the back too much because I don't want to bruise it. That's it. Straighten up. Along there. You don't need to do this. This is me just belts and braces, I think, yeah. God, there's a phrase, eh? And I've just done this straight across here at the bottom. You can do fancy shapes if you like as well. And there's my roundness back again. I might put it in this one. Nah, I won't. Okay. Right. This horrible edge. What I've got here, piece of glass. Do put tape on it and stuff, and if you cut your fingers it's your fault. It's glass, be very careful with it, put tape on it, whatever, yeah. Right, on the glass, can I zoom in? Let me see if I can zoom in a wee bit here and then move along here. Try that. You see that? Yeah. Alright, so what I want to do is just scrape it away here. And if you can see on the camera, that line's starting to disappear there. Can you see the two bits joining together? Yeah, so that's what I'm trying to do, is just get rid of this line. How far have I got to go? All the way up there. Let me show you that side. That's the side I've just done, all the way along. Turn it round to the side I've not done, and you can see the joins in it. Yeah, see all these joints here? And back again that side, no joints. That's what the glass is doing. So I'm going to do this side now. Let me just move this up here. And yeah, you can see me, good. The other way of doing this, incidentally, is to cut the lining too big. So you know, if instead the belt, this belt's 3/4 an inch wide, so you'd make the lining say an inch wide, and then glue it together, trim it off, and then machine it, and you're less likely to get edges like this, but you're wasting more leather. So this is the easiest way, less work as well. Is it? Nah, it's probably the same amount of work. If I did feel as if this was a big edge on it, yeah, I would get my round knife, and then instead of doing the glass, let's see if we can get a wee bit off here. So I'd get my round knife, and then chop it off, yeah. But as it is, this is just a glass job, but you can, if it was too big, just trim it, yeah. Got a bit more work in this area because I've cut it here, so I've got to just blend it in a bit. Same there. Done. Okay, I've got a lot of rubbish on my board. Get it on the floor. It will mark. Get your glass out of the way. All my tools out of the way. Right, the next thing, because I've flattened these edges, let me zoom you out for this bit, all the way, bang, there we go, is find the tools. There's nobody in the building, I'm working in a small space and I can still lose a tool. There it is. Back to my number 2 edge strip. I know I've edge stripped it, but because I've done the rubbing bit, I've just got to run down here and just, there's nothing to take off there. Certainly on the back, which I didn't do, is I want to take it off here. That show up on camera? Probably not. Hang on, can you see what I'm doing? Edge strip. There you are. There you are. So I'm just edge stripping off the back here. I didn't do it earlier, remember, that the reason I didn't do it earlier is because I knew this had to happen. Rubbish on the floor. That's it, round this way. And I'm off camera for a tiny bit, so just bear with me until I catch up with the camera. There we go. And it should be on now. So again, all I'm doing is edge stripping. And might need a wee bit more sanding in that area because it's a bit loose. Rubbish. That's that job done. Rubbish on the floor. Okay, that's your belt done. If it needs rounded, put it back in there, just round it a bit. But you can see again, just trying to show you. And there's my belt made, except for the buckle end. Now, what you've noticed, I'm not going to stitch a buckle on this. But what I did do, there's a couple of ways of doing this. Literally just put my screw punch hole in, put my buckle through, shave these ends down so you don't get a doorstep. And then just stitch it, yeah, so stitch it again. What I've done is I've left extra on here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to unpick all this down to where the buckle's going to be. Hang on, you don't want me doing it on camera, but yeah, I'm going to unpick it all, and I'll get my awl for doing this. Yeah, it's not an O, but it's got a point on it. I'll tell you what to do. I'm going to turn the camera off for a second and I'm just going to unpick these threads. Give me a second. Okay, back again, and what I've done is I've unpicked all these threads. I've now got a load of holes up here doing nothing. Right, I've got to decide where my buckle's going to be, depending what it, if I'm buckling. If it's not got if it doesn't need a crew punch, sometimes you got them with a bar, that's fine as it is. If I need to put a crew punch, it'll put it in here. Crew punches normally start 1 1/8 from the bottom. That really depends on the buckle again, sort of thing, but in an average it's 1 1/8 up, and then you do your crew punch. But for the purpose of this video, I'm just going to fold it, and that's where my bar's going to be. So what I need to do again, I don't want a big doorstep in here, and it's also too thick for turning, so I'm going to thin the whole thing through, yeah? So that's where my bend is up here, so I'm going to come just past my bend, again with my round knife, and then just shave it through, yeah? And now I'm cutting it to a slight wedge. And again, look how I'm using this round knife, if you don't use one. So I'm thinning it all the way through here, but I've thinned it here, and that's just, in that fact there, yeah, that bends better, but it could do a wee bit thinner. So I'm just going to thin it a tiny bit, so it's got a bit better bend in it. I'm not taking a lot off here. And then that thins quite nice. So this edge needs a bit more off it. Right, another tip for you. These are obviously shave these bits off, but these edges are square and they can catch. So what I do is, I don't know if this is showing up, is I slightly just nip the corner off and no more, just a tiny bit, just to make it round at the corner. And same for that one. Actually, hang on. I've done this one here, but not this one. Yeah, so I'm going to take this one off as well, and it just stops things catching. That's all it does. And if you look at a quality item, you'll see this is done. All Jeffries stuff, they'll do it in Jeffries. Again, quality item. Okay, so that's now where my buckle's going to be, and these threads that I've unpicked, I'm going to use to stitch it back up again. Yeah. What I won't have any stitches here. So what I'll do is I'll figure out where my buckle's going to start, and then I'll put a little blind stitch in here and put a knot in the inside of it. So I'll just literally do 3 or 4 stitches around there, 4 or 5 more likely, and the same 4 or 5 here, and then I'll continue this stitching up to lock the buckle and finish it, and again I'll wax these threads. Guys, I'm not going to stitch a buckle on. There's enough videos out there showing you how to stitch. Yeah. My main thing for this is to show you how to do this raised belt. Now, I've done it in a belt. You can do this in a dog collar, you can do it in a handbag handle. The fact that I've done a belt, don't limit yourself. Yeah, you can do it in other items. I'm sure there's more things you can do it other than dog leads and dog collars and handbag handles, but these are the things I would use this for. Again, as always, I don't know if it shows up here, but I'm hoping this is of good to you. Snow stopped, snow's melting, and I'm going to go home and get a nice big giant cup of coffee. Cheers guys, thanks for watching.